Hey guys, Dan here. So this is probably going to be the first in a series of videos where I show everyone some hobby options to try out. So obviously in the current times there's some stuff going on that everyone's having trouble dealing with, and we're all kind of looking for things and ways to cope with it, and Hobbies is a great way to do that. So I thought I would show you a few in this series of videos, and I'm going to start with the most recent one, sorry, which is kendama. So kendama is a Japanese skill toy that I don't really know too much of the history. I think it was based off a Mexican toy, which was a spike and a ball which you'd flick up and try and catch on the spike, and it was adapted by the Japanese. But anyway, I'm just going to get into why I think everyone should give it a go. First and foremost, it is cheap. You can get this one by here is by a company called Sweets Kendama, and this one I'd say is probably considered a pretty decent one, you know. And this was around £20. I'm going to go into other options for a moment, but I'm just going to show you exactly what the hell you do with this thing. So, you know, you've got a ball and you've got this thing, but essentially it is a cup and ball type game. So what you do is you just hang the ball like that, and the object of it is to try and catch the ball on either the cups, because you've got 3 cups, 1, 2 and 3, or the spike, or in other places, but that's again a bit more technical. So all the cups are different sizes. You've got a big cup, a small cup, and a base cup, which is the smallest cup. So that's really all there is to it. But due to the different combinations you can do, there are challenges or tricks you can do with it. So let's try one. It's called Around Japan. So around Japan, you land small cup, base cup, and then end on the spike, which I'm not very good at. So see if I can get it. So we go small cup, base cup, and the hole is not facing me now, but yay, got it. So why am I suggesting this to everyone? Because it is a cheap hobby. It is simple to grasp the basic concept of it, provided you listen to the tutorials are on there. I'm not gonna be trying to show you how to do a lot of things with it in this video. This is just making people aware of it. So the basic concept is always bend your knees. You know, it's all in these. A lot of people when they first pick it up, they tend to do that and try and swing the ball and things like that. But no, the idea is you bend your knees and you pop up and then flick up with your wrist, and then as the ball is about to land on whatever part of the kendama you're gonna land it on, you bend your knees again, and it brings you down with the ball, softening the landing. So if you watch as I do it, see? And that's the whole principle of how you do it. The reason I find this kind of fun is because it's a nice compact one, or at least this one is. I'll show you another one in a minute that isn't, but you can fit this in your pocket. You know, if you've got a jacket or anything, you just fit in your pocket, and you can just take it out and just use it whenever. I mean, I use this just sitting down as well, you know, just doing that. And again, can't spike very well. But another thing as well is if you take this out at any kind of gathering of people, I know that's not possible now, but speaking in future terms, if you take this out at any kind of gathering, it does tend to become the center of attention. Not you, this does. Because I was working on a behind the scenes of a film that was being made, and this became very popular, particularly with one of the lead actors as well. He loved this, he did, and he made it his mission to try and like learn as much as he could while he was on set. But anyway, options for these to buy now. This is going to be the important bit now. This is the recommendations for people. So this one, I said, is by a company called Sweets Kendama. You can find them on Amazon. You can find them at Kendama London as well. And there are, like, there's Kendama USA as well if you're not in the UK. But yeah, this is a standard size one. So, and the point of Sweets ones and a few other brands, but I'm just going to use Sweets as an example, is they try to make it easier for people to learn on as well. So the ball is very tacky. It's very not sticky, but it's grippy. You know, it's like a rubberized-ish feel to it. And all the cups are larger than, say, regulation size, I suppose you could say, or larger than standard size. So they're a lot easier to land stuff on. And also they've got a drilled out base cup as well, which means that if you start getting into the more technical ones where you can, for instance, you can do tricks where, if I do on Uranus, you can do ones with this one called Lighthouse. So you land it on there. I'm not very good at these at all, just so you know. Oh, I landed it. But yeah, you can do things like that, but other people can also do ones where you bring it up and land them like this. That drilled out part makes it easier to balance it, you know, without too much, you know, finagling or whatever word you want to use. But anyway, so that's Sweets Kendamas. This was my first one. This is by Royal Kendamas. Now, the reason I bring this up now is because you will see these ones appear on Amazon a lot because of how cheap they are. They are about £11. Royal Kendamas is a good brand, but I wouldn't recommend them for anyone learning, mainly because of the Tama, the ball they come with. And this is not the one they come with. This is a Crom one, which I had given to me. But the Tama, or the ball that this came with, was very polished. It was almost like a snooker ball. It was, which meant that when I was trying to learn Lighthouse, which is supposed to be a basic trick, it just kept falling off and sliding. I couldn't get it to stay still, no matter how much I tried. So for learning, I wouldn't recommend getting one of a Royal Kendama unless you're going to replace the Tama. Now that I've replaced the Tama on it, I actually prefer this to the Sweets one for some reason. I find base cup a lot easier to get for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, so that's Sweets, that's a Royal, and then I said this was a Crom Tama. Crom is another good brand as well that you'll also see that is around the same price as Sweets. And I think they both do the whole thing where they have the base, the cups larger, as well as the Tama being more grippy. But now here's another option, which I don't know if I would recommend it as your first one, but this is called a Crom XL, and this is a not standard size. This is a larger size, as you can see, much bigger. And the reason I got this is because it's easier to do Lighthouse on and things like tricks where you land them on, because there's so much more surface area and a big grippy ball. It's easier to land stuff on like that, and also, you know, it's just kind of cool having a nice huge one. These are made by different companies as well. So for instance, Sweets version of the Crom of the XL is called the Sumo. There's also ones called Kaiju and things like that. They're just they're cool. But anyway, I don't think there's any more really to say. It's a very fun hobby. There's quite a good community based around it as well. And you can also get apps called Dama Dice, which actually lay out tricks for you to try. So you just roll the dice and then you try some out. So I'm just gonna show you some of the stuff I can do with it now. And then, yeah, I'll leave links in the bottom, in the description below, to Amazon, where you can get your own. So yeah, so let me just see what I can do now. So let's see. Oh no. Let's see. So one trick I'm quite proud of that I can do, that I don't know if I will be able to do right now, is this. It's like you change your grip. No, and I have Lex to thank for showing me this. It's a mate of mine, and but no, it is quite fun to just mess about with when you've got a bit of free time, and it gets you away from your phone. And yeah, and one thing I will say, it is hard on your knees and your legs, not as in it hurts you, but you can feel the burn. You know, it's a good exercise for them. I get it. Oh, I need to get a spike. Oh, another trick as well that I quite like is a slip stick. It's a weird name, but you lift it up, land it on the spike like that, and then if I can land it, and then you do that. So that's kendama. So this is the first episode, hopefully in a series of me showing you some hobbies to try while stuck indoors. So that's kendama, and let me know what you think. Please, if you have any hobbies that you'd like to recommend to people, leave them in the description and we all help each other out. I'll be introducing you guys to a number of hobbies that are generally, some of them may be, you know, typical ones, but also a few unconventional ones you may never have thought of. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I shall see you in the next one.